You want to know a weird addiction that I had in the past? This is going to sound crazy to some people, but I used to get addicted to, when I was on opiates, coming off opiates. I know, it sounds fucking weird, right? Well, once you go into that mode of recovery to where your brain is starting to produce dopamine naturally again, that's when you could sense the difference between artificial dopamine spikes, and pretty much regular normality, if you want to call it. And I'll tell you what, once you get to that point where you're clean, serene, your brain's over the chemical PTSD, or some people don't get it. It's not the same for everybody, so don't jump to the gun. And like the benzo community, how they all jump to the next person's story, and they pretty much gather all the information they can on the internet from millions of people. You'd be surprised at how many posts you've actually seen. And then they just pretty much make up their mind on how they're going to feel, and they do this unconsciously. And then your subconscious pretty much starts putting together this fucking recipe of disaster. So your subconscious puts together this this just complete shit, like, I don't even know what to call it, but it's not good. It's a recipe for legit disaster, because you don't have to feel everything. I mean, scientifically, it's, based off statistics and my own experience, people I know, taking account of what they went through, and my mind stores everything. But I'm telling you, you're looking up all these opiate videos, withdrawal videos, and you're like, oh fuck, am I gonna feel that, or I am gonna feel that, or whatever the fuck. Let me stop cursing. Whatever your brain puts together, your brain is so hypersensitive. Like, you have to listen to me, please, because pretty much psychosomatic symptoms are very real. I mean, you can put together anything you want in fight or flight mode. You can put any feeling you want, bring it to life. Physical, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, you can literally fuck with every part of your entire system. And that's where people, I don't know if they refuse to believe it, they don't believe, I don't know, they don't believe it, not sure. But I'm telling you right now, I'm not saying everything's in someone's head. I'm not saying, no, you're gonna get some symptoms, but you don't know what symptoms you're gonna have until you get there. I've heard people, now listen, I've heard of the same person, myself included, go through withdrawal. I'm in the middle of it, and I had 2 symptoms out of 6 or 7. The other person that I know that I'm talking about, for his example, he had one, I think the first time he ever withdrew from opiates, he probably had about 8 symptoms altogether. It was tough. Second time he only withdrew probably about 3 times, because he just used, and that's it. Like, he had money, he was good. He got luckier than me at points. He didn't have to fucking worry about, this guy was running out. He didn't have to worry about none of that. He didn't. I don't know. That's his route. But the second time he went through withdrawal, I think he probably had about 4 symptoms. I remember. Because I remember because I wrote it in my notes in my old phone. And he had 4 symptoms. And now, the third, and I believe the last time that and mind you, his third time was, he tapered. The way I teach on my channel to taper, that's what he was doing. And he got off opiates. Like, he got off opiates, and he didn't get on subs, none of that. He just got, I was happy as hell for him, because he's got 6 kids. So, the third time, it was the weirdest thing, because I almost thought he had fake dope. But we were getting the same shit from the same guy. So, when I tell you he had maybe like 1.5 symptoms, like, I'm serious. He had some stomach cramping, and like, oh yeah, and a little insomnia. He did sleep, which was weird, because I was trying to withdraw and I wasn't sleeping, but he was sleeping, and minor sweating. That's what he had. He said, and I quote him on this, because I asked him about it. I interviewed him, kind of, but without a camera. I don't know, bro. I just wasn't nervous this time. I was ready for it. I put myself through the worst before I even got into it, and when it hit me, it barely touched me. That is cool. So, my point being, you're gonna get scared to do this shit. You're gonna go all over the fucking internet. Look for every video you can. I get it, dude. I get it. Trust me, I've been there, I've done that. My God, I don't miss it at all. But, I'm telling you, once you get a taste of the other side, you are going to feel a little weird, because you're not used to feeling okay. But that's where, in the beginning of my video, I talk about that pink cloud, because it's really pink as shit. There I go cursing again. But I'm telling you, you have to try it. And do not expect to have every symptom. I know some people are going to warn you, be like, expect to have every symptom, expect to be freaked the fuck out. No, my advice, don't expect every symptom, because the chances are it's not going to be as severe as you think. Put yourself in the shoes of somebody that's shooting IV, you know, the most purest stuff you can find, whatever. Picture that. Then just picture the worst, and then picture and compare it to what you're doing. And some people that have been through the worst have barely had symptoms, and I've met people like that. So just some advice for you guys.